If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Huwag magpabiktima. Baka makompromiso lang ang privacy mo.
OMG! Nanalo ko ng BMW! Pero wala naman akong sinalihan eh.
Hi sir! Pa-fill up naman po ng online form namin with free gifts.
Yes, ako yun.
Sir, your 5 million peso loan has been approved. I need to verify your full name, address, and birthday.
My full name is...
Huwag magpabiktima sa mga modus na ganito. Ang personal information na ibinibigay mo ay maaaring magamit ng labag sa iyo. That is why privacy matters. Kakampi mo ang National Privacy Commission. Protektahan ang iyong right to privacy. Piliin ang pagkakatiwalaan ng personal information mo.
Nakakaasar, no? Would you believe may naloloko pa rin ito? Minsan ang teknolohiya, hindi puro happy at lucky lang. Pag nakompromiso ang iyong personal information at privacy, maaari itong makasama sa ating finances, ekonomiya, social life, love life at iba pa. Halimbawa, pagbukas mo ng email mo, daming messages na nag-o-offer. Di mo naman knows. Daming stalker ah. Ganito kasi yan, bes. Nag-post ka sa social media. Nag-register ka sa isang event. Hiningi nila yung personal information mo. Dahil excited ka at libre, binigay mo naman. Yung personal info mo, minsan, pinapasa ito para sa profiling o direct marketing. Buti ganyan lang. Paano kung ganito? Shocking, no? Pero don't stress yourself dahil meron na tayong batas dyan. National Privacy Commission ang kakampi mo sa iyong right to privacy. Life goal natin, ang maayos at secure na processing ng personal information mo. Know your rights, bes. You have the right to be informed, right to object, right to access, right to rectification, right to erasure or blocking, right to damages, right to data portability, at right to file a complaint. Maaari mo itong ipadala sa complaints@privacy.gov.ph. Kung may iba ka pang katanungan, ipadala sa info@privacy.gov.ph. Galing, di ba? At kung may magkakasala, National Privacy Commission din ang kakampi mo. At may kaparusahan sa paglabag ng right to privacy mo. Bes, ikaw lang ang pwedeng magsabi kung kanino ka magtitiwala. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng privacy. Visit www.privacy.gov.ph.
Besh, nakabakuna ka na? Amligan, ang ikaayong lawas, magpabakuna na para abanse ka.
Hi! This is Waki Kiray. Bakunado na ako. Ikaw, ya? Saan o ka pa magpabakuna na para abanse ka? Ganang.
Uy, Isa! Nakita mo na ba yung bagong launch ng Pineapple laptop?
Hindi pa, patingin nga. Wow, ang ganda niya na. I really have to buy that one. But wait, what? $2,000 for that?
I know.
Ayokong mahal.
Check mo na lang sa ibang reseller. I'm sure may mas cheap pa.
Ito. This is way cheaper, right? Pwede na. Teka, isn't it too much for a single transaction? I might get scammed. Psst. Remember, for every transaction, only give out the necessary personal information. Isang paalala mula sa National Privacy.
Can you do a research on this? I need it by the end of the day.
Okay, boss. So where should I start?
Psst.
Remember, only visit safe and trustworthy websites when searching online.
Isang paalala mula sa National Privacy Commission. Technology is reshaping our lives. It dramatically changed the way we live, the way we learn, the way we work, and the way we communicate. Technology has tremendous potential to connect us with one another. But there are still people who remain unreached, disconnected, and deprived of digital opportunities. Tech4ED centers serve as hubs that enable skills training and job opportunities.
We have more than 4,000 registered users, and about 67% are women, and majority composed of students as our beneficiaries. And why women? Because we are gender responsive, so all our programs are aligned with the gender and development program of our province.
Na tutunan ko yung ibang skills na dapat sa ibang schools na dapat per years dapat maano mo lang dito ng mabilisan ng mga months, mga 3 months, makakuha mo lang agad tapos maka-work ka agad.
This program helped me by finding a job and of course gaining more confidence as well. I was able to gain knowledge about the BPOs, on how does the environment work and how am I going to interact with my future customers.
As of now, as I was the call center agent, so I see that difference because as of now I'm earning more than I have earned before as a tricycle driver.
Hello, ako si Billy Crawford. Bakunado ako. Ikaw yan. Saan o ka pa? Magpabakuna na para abanse ka.
Ako po si Jeffrey Tam. Rest back sa COVID. Aba, magpabakuna na para sigurado ka. Sigurado ako. Sigurado siya. Sigurado kayo. Sigurado sila, sigurado tayong lahat, magpabakuna na.
Magandang araw, maayong hapon, and happy Monday to all of you. Welcome to NOLITC's Gender and Development Webinar. It's day 11 of our 18-day campaign to end violence against women. Our learning session for today is about Sedona method, or the art of letting go. And we are streaming live over YouTube and Facebook. The GAD Webinars is another pioneering project of NOLITC Tech4ED Center that aims to provide relevant ICT services and content to unserved and underserved communities. We are immensely happy that you took time off your busy schedules to join us today. My name is Red, and I will be serving as your host. Please post your greetings in the comment section. Let us know where you are joining from, and we would love to know. So let's begin this webinar with a prayer. I invite everyone to please reflect and be in silent, and this will be followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the Negros hymn.
O labing makagagahom nga amay namon sa langit, mahinuklugon nga laon nga tagtugas ang langit, hangin, kalayo, tubig kag duta. Tanda ining imong timawa, kabay ining pag-ampo, magadulot sa amon sang kabuhi nga himaya. Salamat sa mga bugay nga imo ginpaambit sa amon. Salamat sa kabuhi nga ginadulot mo sa amon nga himpit. Salamat sa maayo nga panahon kag ilabi na gid sang imo katutom sa amon. Bendisyone ang imo katawhan. Bendisyone ang ila mga palangabuhian. Bendisyone ang mga panggas sa amon mga talamnan. Bendisyone ang ilang nga paglugayawan sa iban nga kapungsuran. Kabay makalabot sila nga walay sablag sa ila pagapadulungan. Kag ila binagid, bendisyone ining isla sang Negros nga amon natawhan. Inahalad namon ang ining pag-ampo para sa imo kadayawan.
Bayang magiliw kay sa silanganan, alam ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang inirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisihil. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may hilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdinignig. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw na walhagit pansinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Sa kita kapamilya, pag-uligay, pag-igay, pag-ibog, manapat mag-ari sa ating na probinsya. Matutod na Negrosano, isa katawungan, mapinalang tao, sa buwan na dampuan na isakripiso, sa kauswagan, sa sikatao. Sa kasahan, abot wala may mapilit sa kalulong, nanangalos ka nangais na ako. Ang matutod ng Negrosano, isa katawungan, mapilalang tao, sa buwan na dampuan na isang tigiso, sa kauswagan, sa sikatao. Ang matutod ng Negrosano, sa katawungan, mapilalang tao,
Hello there again. Greetings to our participants from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and to the other parts of the world. Thank you for joining us today. This year, GAD Talks goes virtual with a series of webinars. Recently, the center has pivoted to online training and conducted various in-demand webinars. This is our urgent and most accessible response to the ongoing global health crisis by providing relevant services and facilitating digital inclusiveness of communities. In 2020, NOLITC made a milestone when PhilSecNet awarded the center as Pandemic Resilience Award for its support to students and teachers category. We are also recognized nationally as Outstanding Tech4ED Center by the Department of Information and Communications Technology. This year, the three programs of NOLITC are recognized with STAR Awards by TESDA, namely 2-star awards in our Contact Center Services NC2, 2-star awards in our Visual Graphic Design NC3 program, and 1-star award in our 2D Animation NC3 program. The star rating system recognizes the accomplishments, innovations, and improvements that the center has instituted beyond the minimum requirements set by TESDA. The Learning Center is one of the priority programs of our Governor Eugenio Sebong Lacson, under his 7-point priority agenda, Avance Negrense. NOLITC also offers various scholarships for our free online training, TESDA certified courses, and other special programs through the Negros Occidental Training for Work Scholarship Program with support of our Provincial Gender and Development Focal Point System. If you want to know more about our scholarship opportunities and our programs, kindly visit our website. That's www.knowledgec.gov. All right, these webinars are absolutely free. To join, all you need to do is to register once and you will be given access to the entire NOLITC webinars. You don't need to register again. Let me remind you to fill out the online attendance right now. Okay, so the link to the online attendance is pinned in the description bar or in the comment section. You can also check that out as well, or you may scan the QR code flashed on your screen. Okay, I hope that you are paying attention to your screen and in the comment section, in the description bar, so that you can do your online attendance at this point. Right, thank you. We will not be able to catch up with all of your comments. So if you have any questions, please post them in the open forum form link. To participate in the open forum, you will need to post your questions through the online open forum form. You may also scan the QR code flash on your screen if you want to interact virtually with us. Please find the link in the description box below as well. Thank you. Again, you will be receiving a certificate for attending this webinar online. You only need to accomplish the online evaluation of the webinar. Again, that can be found in the description box below. So if you have any questions or point of clarifications, we will have a segment in the open forum where you can post or ask your questions. The moderator of this event will bring them up towards the end of the presentation. I hope that you are all catching up with me with some of our opening reminders. Let us greet one another in the chat box. A pleasant afternoon. Can we all do that? Right. We would really love to know and to see that you are interacting. Hello there. Good afternoon to Ms. Julian Drilon. Thank you. Mr. Greg M. Bancolo. Hello there again, sir. One of our avid supporter of NOLITC webinars. Hello there, Vance Tabero Cirila from Kabangkalan. So I hope that you all can also share the link to this webinar to your friends, colleagues, and your peers. Hello, good afternoon to Miss Judy Ann. Yes, Julon from TSKI Institute Davao City. Hello there, and we're so glad to know that we can reach all the way to Davao. Maro Celado from SCI West Negros University. Thank you. And to all of you who are joining us today, we have Verna Badajos and Andre Makilan. Hello there again. We are so much happy and delighted to see once more our participants who have been joining and supporting NOLITC webinars. Please send or share the link to this webinar to your friends, to your peers, and your colleagues. And all together, let us learn and make this 2-hour session interactive. If you have not seen our previous posts yet, you can always check out our social media accounts. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. And to kickstart today's webinar, allow me to introduce to you our moderator for this learning session, who will also be introducing our resource speaker. Our moderator is regarded as an active advocate of mental health, pride rights, and global citizenship. He is NOLITC's contact center services trainer for 7 years and a point of contact for several industry partners in Bacolod, and he has 12 years of English as a second language experience under his belt. He is the former president of the American Field Service Intercultural Philippines Bacolod chapter. Currently, he is the activity coordinator of the AFS Negros community. His community involvement advocates includes HIV/AIDS, mental health, peace support, and LGBTQIA, and a proud dad to his teenage boy Pacquiao. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a glad hand to Mr. Larry Franco. And a proud dad to his teenage boy Pacquiao. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a glad hand to Mr. Larry Franco.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Red, for that marvelous words and kind-hearted way of introducing me. Anyway, I'm so glad that I'm moderating again this God Talk series. And this is really close to my heart about the topic because I had a book last year where one of my friend actually shared the book about this, and it really helps me in adjusting a lot of things that is happening to my life. And today's topic is about the Sedona method. So this is a very simple, powerful, and easy to learn technique that shows you how to uncover your natural ability to overcome painful and unwanted feelings, especially what is happening to you right now. And what makes the Sedona method a powerful tool, and it really helps me a lot, and I hope that after this session, it will also help you. It is a process that you can actually use anytime, any place, in improving in any areas of your life and to uncover happiness and joy that is right within you. Yes. Wait. I'm actually trying to adjust here my end. All right. Okay. Wait. I'm actually trying to adjust here my end. All right. Okay. Okay, before I'm going to introduce to you our speaker for this afternoon, I'm going to tell you about the different learning objectives. So by the end of this webinar, you will be able to discuss the nature of emotions and the importance of knowing how to manage them. And next is how to explain what is the Sedona method and practice the 5 steps of emotional releasing through Sedona method. tap into your sources of happiness within. And lastly is observe and share the effects of these processes on your emotional and physiological states. All right, so I'm going to introduce to you our benevolent speaker, and she's not new here on the God Talk series because she already had some talks in the past. I usually try to call her Tita Becky because she was my colleague in the University of St. La Salle in the past, and also she's also a volunteer of AFS. To her students, clients, and colleagues, they usually try to call her Miss Becky. And to her friends and family, they try to call her Becky. She's a registered psychologist, a registered guidance counselor, and a certified specialist in assessment and counseling psychology based in Bacolod City. For the past 32 years, she has been facilitating seminars, workshops, trainings on various topics. At present, she is a consultant psychologist at the Wellness Clinic of Dr. Pablo O. Torre Memorial Hospital, while serving also as the psychologist of the Holy Family Home Bacolod Foundation, a protection and rehabilitation center for survivors of child abuse. Miss Becky is married with 4 children and 2 grandchildren. It is my honor to welcome her in our virtual stage this afternoon, Miss Rebecca V. Lanes. Miss Rebecca V. Lanes.
It seems there are 2 people who are introducing me.
Yeah, sorry about that one, Tita.
Yes. Good afternoon,
it's-
Larry.
Good afternoon.
People who are introducing me. Is that a technical glitch? Yes. Good afternoon, Larry.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So thank you so much for the introduction. And thank you also for NOLITC for inviting me once more. No, I have lost count of the invitations that I have received from your institution, and so it's always a pleasure for me to be here to speak for the clientele of NOLITC, and before for the staff and the faculty and admin of your school. So this afternoon, I am tasked to talk about a topic that is very, very close to me, because I have been using this for the past 12 years. I started to use this in 2009, and so I'm so happy because I get to share this now uh, on this free platform to everybody who could be here. I've been using this in my counseling and psychotherapy practice, and I could really say that it is really very helpful and very effective. And I have also benefited from it personally, as well as my family and close friends after I have taught them about this method. So the title of my talk is Sedona Method, or Letting Go of Unwanted Emotions. Okay. So Larry has given to us already the learning objectives. So I will now start by explaining what is the nature of emotions? Since Sedona method is about letting go of unwanted emotions. So, an emotion is a tendency to feel, no, in the presence of a certain trigger in the environment or in our mind. Okay, so for example, when lightning, when lightning strikes, we, we are surprised. Okay, we're startled, and we feel afraid. Okay, so it's a tendency to feel something when there is a trigger, when something happens. Another example is feeling angry with your basher. No, nowadays, this is a very common occurrence already, wherein, aside from the advantages of social media, there is also that downside of having people bash you, no, when your opinion does not go hand in hand or together with their emotion, with their opinions. Another is feeling grief stricken at the death of a beloved friend or a family member. As we know, so many people have already passed away, suddenly died because of COVID-19. And it is doubly difficult because we cannot be with that dear person on his or her deathbed. And the it just comes home in an urn, no, the ashes of that person. So it's very difficult. Or another is to feel nervous when you think of a coming exam, or when you are preparing for a talk such as this, no? So it is normal, no? Okay. But we have that tendency to feel when a certain trigger comes, no, in our environment or sometimes in our own mind. Now, emotions are an essential part of who we are and how we survive. As I have earlier mentioned, it is part of our being human. It is natural. Okay? Emotions make us human. Without them, we become mere robots, okay, without any feelings. So it's a good sign to have emotions. Now, however, emotions can become powerful and they can cause damage to property, to yourself, your mind, your body, or your soul. It can also damage our relationships, our work, and academic performance. So, for example, when a person gets too angry, okay, and he begins to destroy things or hurts other people, someone in the family, okay, so it becomes damaging, and afterwards the person, feels very bad about himself, but the damage has been done. So, when our emotions become powerful, okay, and we don't know how to handle them, we are in a state of emotional distress. And when you become aware of the damage and the disturbance that it causes you at home or at work or in school, this can impel you, no, to seek help when you don't know anymore how to manage them, as I have mentioned. Okay. So let's look at 8 basic human emotions. Okay. The first one is love. Okay. We like to be loved. We like to be in love also. Happiness. Another emotion is surprise, or when you are shocked or startled. Of course, when you feel sad, that's another basic emotion. Shame or guilt or embarrassment, fear or anxiety or worry, okay? Anger, or when you are irritated, annoyed, okay? And then the last one is disgust, no? So these are the when you don't like something, you have that feeling, ew, something like that. When you see something dirty, or you don't like a person, and you feel sick in the stomach when you see a certain object or situation, that is disgust. Okay. Now, aside from these 8 basic emotions, no, back please. Okay. Aside from these 8 basic emotions, there are so many other emotions, no? Because an emotion is like a continuum. It's like a rainbow, with different intensity, different colors, shade, and things like that. In one material that I have seen, um, the author said that we have a total of 3,000 emotions. Okay. So from these 8 basic emotions, okay, it becomes, 3,000. And as you can see in this list, some are positive emotions, others are negative. Okay. And out of those 3,000 emotions, only 1,000 are positive. And so the rest, 2,000, are negative. Okay? Meaning to say unpleasant, no? Uncomfortable. You don't like them. However, you feel them, no? You cannot help them, but you have them inside because it has been triggered by an outside trigger, no? Outside stimulus, as we say, or an internal stimulus, such as what's happening inside your head or what's happening inside your body. Okay, so it provokes a certain reaction, which we call emotion. Okay, so next, please. Now, another nature of emotion is that an emotion is an energy in motion. Okay, you cannot see it, no, you cannot see it, but you can feel it. Okay, you cannot touch it, no, because it is not a concrete thing like a table or a book or something like that. It is an energy within you. Okay, no, within you. Okay, so it may be an energy of joy, such as this young lady here on the right side. Okay, she's very happy at something. Or the gentleman in the cartoon, okay, on the left side. Okay, so he's very angry, very frustrated, and very disappointed. Or this picture of a fearful eye, or the last picture of a crying child. Okay, so as you can see, um, no, there's something happening inside of them, and you can see it in their face, no, in their faces, their eyes. Okay, the movement of their hands, the posture of their body, the tension in their shoulders, in their muscles. Okay, so an emotion affects the whole person, no, in his mind, in his body, in his soul. Okay, all right. Before I proceed, back please. Okay. Before I proceed, I would like to ask the participants if you could please be ready with material that we need for an exercise that we will have later. So, can you find a pencil and a piece of paper for writing later on? No, so that will be the material that we will be needing. Okay, pencil and paper. Okay, so let's continue. Next, please. All right. So, the ranges of human emotions. An emotion may range from mild, moderate, or extreme. For example, from a mild irritation to an anger, and it goes stronger and stronger, and you become violent, and then you cannot help yourself. You go into rage, uncontrollable anger. Okay, so mild, moderate to extreme. It can also be that you can still manage it, or you cannot manage it anymore because it has grown overwhelming. Okay, and then so you start saying, oh, I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, so you've lost control of your own emotion. Huh? So another one, another nature of human emotion is some emotions easily pass. No? So for example, you get angry because you got disappointed because somebody in your family did not obey what you said. Okay, and then after a while you could say to yourself, I no, it's all right, no, it's a minor thing. Okay, so I'll let it pass, I'll let it go. Or an emotion can stay with you for a long time. No, so for example, let's say there is a saying that first love never dies down, no, for some people. Okay, and maybe because of the intensity of their emotions or relationship during that time, so they had a hard time overcoming their brokenheartedness. No, so until they are old already, they still long for that first love. Okay, so and then they want to get rid of it already, but they don't know how, so they're having a difficulty. So that's another nature of the range of human emotion. Now, some emotions are welcomed emotions, such as the feeling of love, such as the feeling of happiness, joy, no? When you are surprised by an unexpected gift or unexpected blessing, no? So you welcome it, okay? That feeling, when you are appreciated, when you are affirmed, no? When somebody gives you positive attention, okay? So you welcome it. But some emotions are unwanted emotion. We get angry, yes, but we don't like to be angry because, you know, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. You cannot sleep, you cannot eat, no, you cannot smile, you cannot talk to people, okay, because you are mad at something. Okay, so these are the different ranges of human emotions. Next, please. All right, now, so let's do an exercise. Okay, so with your, if you have a ball pen or maybe the pencil that you are holding, if it is sharpened pencil already, and then your paper. Okay, so I would like to ask you to list down, okay, what are your unwanted emotions that bother you or have been bothering you and you would like to get rid of it? Okay, so let's take about 3 minutes to do this. Okay, you can write down as many emotions as you have. If you feel, for example, embarrassed about something, or if you feel shy about something, if somebody said something to you and you are hurt and angry at that person for saying so, or if you are sad because maybe recently you lost something or a pet, no, or you are grieving because of the loss of your freedom due to this pandemic, things like that. Okay, so unwanted emotion. Okay, thank you. Oh, we are having an echo again. Okay, better. All right, so let us move on. So now with your list, you just put that aside, no? Because we are going to do that later on. Just have that list ready, or you can add some more later on. Okay, next, please. Okay, so now let's talk about the Sedona method, or how to let go of unwanted emotions, the ones that you have listed down on your paper. So, what is the Sedona method? So, the Sedona method is a unique, simple to master, and very powerful tool for personal growth and in helping others grow. Earlier in the introduction of Larry, he mentioned that he had read the book before and he practiced it. Is my mic mute? It's not mute here in my on my end. Shall I repeat, Miss Sally? Can you hear me now? All right. Okay. So, as Larry has mentioned in his introduction, he had used the Sedona method before, and he said that it was very helpful for him. It helped him grow. Okay. And now in my practice, I had been teaching it to people. I have been using it for myself, of course. Okay. And for my clients, it really has been very helpful for them. Usually on my first session, after I have listened to their story and their concerns, and I ask them what are their goals for coming to see me, what is it that they want to happen, okay, and they tell me what their goals are. And then one of the things that I teach them in the early part of our counseling process is Sedona method, because I do believe that when a person comes, he really feels very uncomfortable. He feels very disturbed, and so he would like to feel better. Okay, and so since I am not a medical doctor, I cannot prescribe medicines. Okay, so I do intervention through therapy or counseling, and this is one of my early tools during the counseling process. And so they leave the what you call this, the counseling room, feeling much better, relieved. And so some of the negative energies have been dissipated, and in the coming next sessions that we have, the person feels a little more stable already, and we can discuss other issues and deeper issues so that he can really resolve this problem and he can manage things on his own. So Sedona method enables you to uncover your natural ability to let go of painful, unwanted, counterproductive feelings in the moment, right away, no, in the now, and to be able to do this before these negative feelings can damage your inner peace, happiness, stability, relationships, goals, and success. I have had clients who have experienced or suffer from insomnia. No, they cannot sleep, and I ask them, "How long have you been feeling this way?" Oh, for several months already, or several weeks already. You know, so finally they came for help because they cannot stand it anymore. So they have no peace of mind. That's usually one of the goals of a client when they come for therapy. They would like to regain their sense of peace of mind, okay? Their happiness, stability, and they would like to regain, the closeness in their relationships, because a negative emotion can be a block to relationships. One of the most important element of relationships is communication. And so when you are not feeling well, when you are disturbed, when you are angry, you don't want to talk to that person, because if you start talking, no, according to one of my clients, if I start talking to her, okay, I'll just get mad at her and we cannot talk anymore. And then, so I'd rather not, I'd rather keep quiet so that we can have peace at home. But then the disturbance is inside, and so the gap just widens and widens. Okay. Alright. So our goals and success can also be damaged. Some people, they give up on their dreams because they had been very disappointed by one failure, and they cannot overcome that that frustration, that sadness from that failure. Some people, as we know, they give up on life. They take their life and they lose it. Okay. But with Sedona, it reminds me of a song, MacArthur's Park. There's a line that says, I will take my life into my hands and I will use it. That's really nice, isn't it? So with Sedona method, you can do this so that you will not say to yourself, I will take my life into my hands and I will lose it. I will kill it. No? We don't want that to happen. Okay. So we should be able to take our life into our hands and use it, because that's what our life ought to be used for good, so that we can achieve success in being able to realize our dreams and goals. Next, please. Okay, so it consists of a very easy to follow process, as you will see later on, and it will lead to a profound awareness of what you are feeling in the moment, because Sedona is about feelings and emotions. And so the first thing that you have to know is, how are you feeling now? Okay, some people have a difficult time identifying or naming their feelings. Why? Because some of them, they deny it. For example, you observe someone who is working on something and could not do it, and he might say, would say like that. Then when you ask that person, are you angry? And the person says, no, I'm not angry. I never get angry. So it's obvious already with his nonverbal, signals that he is angry, but he still denies it. So that is difficult. When you deny a problem, you cannot solve that problem, and it will stay there, and it will grow and grow. It has a life of its own. That energy has a life of its own until it will burst. Sedona method gently guides you into the experience of letting go all your negative, self-sabotaging, uncomfortable, or unwanted emotions on the spot. Yeah? Okay. When I started to use Sedona method in 2009, after I read the material and I watched the video that was sent to me by the author himself, I was thinking to myself, wow, this sounds very interesting. This was not taught to us in psychology, in the undergrad, in the masteral level. Okay. So I said, I will experiment it on myself. Okay. I'll see if it will work on myself. And so I listed down, no, just like what you had done a while ago. I listed down all my emotional issues. And you know what? I got 16 emotional issues in my list. Imagine. And I was saying to myself, oh my gosh, I'm a messed up psychologist. So what I did is I applied Sedona method one by one by one. It became my daily exercise, an emotional healing exercise, starting from the most maybe the original emotional issue that I have about myself. And after a while, I felt something, okay, and it showed, it showed in me. I wasn't aware of it until someone in the office asked me, Miss Becky, I noticed something in you. And I was confused. And she said, what do you mean? She said, there's something different about you now compared to before. I said, why? She said, you look more, what you call that? Peaceful, more relaxed. You look younger, something like. And I said, oh, really? She said, yes. And she could tell because we see each other almost every day in the office, And so my behavior changed, And so that is one, for me, that is one indicator. Plus how I feel inside also. So it can, negative emotions can sabotage you, can do you wrong unconsciously, unintentionally. All right, next please. All right, a backgrounder. You maybe many of you are not familiar. What is this word? It's the first time that I heard about it. Sedona. Okay, well, see, the word Sedona is the name of a place, a city in Arizona, USA. Okay. And in the picture, it shows you one of the beautiful views of Sedona, Arizona, made up of red mountains. Okay. A desert, yet it has a very, very calming effect to those who have been there. Okay. It's part of my bucket list that someday I could go there, could visit Sedona. The name Sedona is the name of a woman, the wife of the very first postmaster of that town, long time ago. Okay. And according to history, she was a very kind, a very hospitable person, and she touched many people's lives. And so when she passed away, they called their town Sedona. Okay. And then the person Lester Levinson, okay, he was a rich person, an engineer and an entrepreneur, a businessman. She he got sick, at 42 years old, at the prime of his life. He got very sick with a heart disease, and because of the lifestyle that he was following, and his doctor gave up already. They tried everything, and no amount of his money could remedy him. And so they gave him an ultimatum, and they said that you have 3 months to live. Okay. Of course, he was very devastated, and so he went to his ranch. Okay, and he stayed there, and he reflected on his situation, and he decided that, okay, if I'm going to die in 3 months, I want to die peacefully. So he decided to call the people that he had hurt, as well, to ask for forgiveness. And he called people who had hurt him and told them, I forgive you. So in a way, he started to release those negative feelings that he held all those years. No? Okay. And, for all he knew, those were the cause of his heart problem. He had a sick heart because of all those negative emotions. And so slowly by that process, he healed himself on his own. Now came the end of 3 months, and he was still alive and felt really well and strong. And when he visited his doctor, who gave him the ultimatum, the doctor was very surprised. Oh my goodness, what did you do? Who was your doctor? Did you go to somebody else? And he said, no, I just reclaimed my peace of mind and my heart got healed. And so by that experience, he started to give talks, and all his insights in that period of retreat, reflections, he wrote them all down. And you know what? He was sick at 42 years old. He lived double. Finally, he passed in and Hale was impressed by Lester Levinson. And so they started to work together, and they developed this method, this process called Sedona method. Okay. All right. So since then, okay, they had been sharing. Hale Dwoskin sent me the material, and so I learned about it. Okay. Next, please. Hello. All right. Okay, so Sedona method follows 3 ways. The first way is to choose to let go of the unwanted feeling. You choose to let go of it. It's your decision. Either you hold on to it or you let it go. Okay, when you hold on to it, it will still bother you. But when you choose to let it go, you will free it, and you will also be free. Okay, next please. Okay, so how does this work? Okay, so I would like you now to hold your pencil. All right. So imagine that the pencil is the symbol of your unwanted emotion. So now I would like you to get your list of the emotions that you have written down that you would like to let go of. Okay. So imagine that, let's say, if on your first list it's about anger at somebody who had hurt you, and you have been angry at that person for, let's say, a year and a half already. Okay, and you cannot sleep. When you remember what happened, you feel tense in your body. And then imagine that your hand, if you are right-handed, Your right hand is the symbol of your mind. All right. So I would like you to hold the pencil in your hand. And I would like you to grip it tightly, no? Whatever is the degree of your anger towards that person or towards that situation, that's the way, no? That's also the force. Okay. Now notice, no, your hand, no? Does it feel tight, heavy? Yes, no? Okay. So there is tension. And if you try to remove that pencil, you cannot. Why? Because you're holding on to it. Okay. It's so hard to get, right? And that's how you are saying something. I have this anger, or I have this guilt, or I have this fear, whatever emotion that is that you have. And I cannot get rid of it. It's there. It's affecting my whole body. It's affecting my work. Okay. And I'm losing weight, or I keep eating and eating because of my sadness, things like that. Okay. So you cannot get rid of it. Why? Because you are holding on to it. No, you're holding on to it. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is to relax your hand like this. Okay? And notice, how do you feel in your hand? What do you notice? Isn't it your felt lighter? Okay? It's not painful anymore. Okay? And your hand is free to move. No? All right? It relax even your arm here, even your face, your body. Now, I would like you now to move that pencil on your hand. What do you notice? Look at the pencil. It's moving, right? It's rolling back and forth. No? And so, let me ask you, who is controlling the pencil? It's you, right? Okay, you're the one controlling the pencil. So, your mind is the one in control. You are in control. Not the pencil. It's not the pencil that is controlling you. It's your mind. Okay? No? Now, so always remember that you're the one in control. Okay? Of your fear, of your anger. You're the one. Now, so with your other hand, I would like you to pick up the pencil. And tell me now, no? Think about your first hand. But do you notice? It's free, right? Okay. It's not holding anything anymore. It's free to, you can move it freely, any way. Okay, so my next question is, who picked it up? Who removed it? You, right? You're the one who picked it up. And what does it mean? No? What does it mean? It means that you can get rid of it. The problem is on your hand. The solution is also on your other hand. So it's not there anymore, but you are still holding it in your other hand. So it's still there. So what do you really want to do with it? That's what I mean by choosing. Okay? So, do you want to hold this pencil forever? Of course not. Okay? So, you can choose to let it go simply by opening your hand, and it will just drop. As simple as that. And as easy as that. And now, observe your two hands. How do they feel now? They're free, isn't it? Wala na. You're not holding on to anything anymore. Wala na siya baggage. Wala na heaviness. Wala. No more pain. No more hurt. It's gone. Why? Because you decided, yes, I would like to let this go. Okay. Right. So that is the demonstration of choosing to let go of it. It can be your feelings of shame, your feelings of self-doubt, your fear, okay, your anxiety, your worries. Choose to let it go. Because holding on to it causes you pain, tension. Okay. Next, please. Now, so the second way is to welcome the feeling and to allow the emotion just to be. Some of us are afraid of our feelings, but just welcome it. If you are sad, okay, just welcome the sadness. Okay, acknowledge it. No? Okay. Next line. Welcoming the feeling or allowing the emotion just to be means to acknowledge it. Oh yes, right now I am bothered by an incident that happened early. No, I'm bothered that my son, did something against what I wanted or what I expected, something like that. Or I'm bothered that my wife, when I came home, I couldn't find her and she didn't let me know where she is, something like that. Okay, so acknowledge it. I'm annoyed, I'm irritated. Then, okay, the second way includes, after acknowledging it, try thanking it. No? Okay, I thank my anger. And you will say, why should I thank my anger? Well, it shows you, no? It shows you that you needed to be, you know, you needed something and it was not granted. So you were disappointed, no? Okay. So it shows you, it is like a reflection, no? It is letting you aware of a need that you have. So thank it, no? Because after acknowledging it, then you can make a decision about what to do with it. You can make a change in your life. So thank it. It also shows you that you are human. No? So thank it and notice what happens. No? It's kind of magic. No? You repeat the thanking and the noticing. It's kind of magic, according to Dick Harbers. Dick Harbers, I wonder if he is listening here. I learned a lot from this guy. He's an Australian master of neuro-linguistic programming, a mental health practitioner also here in Bacolod. And I took some lessons, sessions, online sessions with him. And he taught me this, no? Part of healing. Acknowledge your feeling. Thank it. Notice what happens. Then what you notice, thank it again. And then notice again what happens. You just keep repeating it, and something really happens, okay? When you thank something, it is a positive energy that you send out, and your subconscious responds to it. Okay, so you try it also the second way. So I added it, supplemented it to Sedona method, courtesy of Dick Harbers. Okay, next is the third way. Now, Here's an interesting one. The third way of Sedona method is to dive into the very core of the emotion. What does it mean? Dive into the very core of the emotion. How can you dive into it? Okay. Well, it's like this, no? And next slide, please. Okay. No. So see that image of the pencil on the left side, right? Okay. It is a solid matter, right? No? Okay, so this is basic science. It's a solid matter. However, if you put it under the microscope, let us say you slice off a part, a section of that pencil, and you put it under the microscope, you will see molecules, atoms, and atoms. And you look at the illustration here. There are spaces in between those molecules. Spaces. So when we dive into our emotion, according to Hale Dwoskin, we will discover that there is nothing there. Okay? Shakespeare has also said a similar thing. He said, too much ado about nothing. In Ilonggo, we have a saying, hay, kagamay sa to nga bagay, naglalain kagid, hindi kagid katulog, hindi naglalain, naglulupok kagid. Something like that. An objective person will look at your reactions and they will say, oh, it was just a small matter. And then here you are, no? Like dying about it, like the whole world, the Mount Mayon volcano erupted, and it was just about a small thing, Okay, so we might say, well, it's a small thing for you, but it's a big thing for me. All right, no, it's a big thing because you overreacted to it. So the thing that you'll have to do is to calm down and to think more about it. No? Okay. And then when you are calmed down, you can think more about it. And then you will say, okay. Yeah. It's really too much ado about nothing. Yeah. Let me give an example, a personal example. Okay. When I was working, a person who is of higher position to me called me irresponsible. Yeah. Irresponsible. That word really hit me, and I felt very bad about it. And I reacted to it. Okay. And we talked, and she gave me her reason. Okay. Yeah. And she clarified to me. She was saying, I'm not talking about the whole Becky. I'm talking only about this particular task that you had not done. Okay. And so I listened to her and I admitted my mistake. No. Okay. So that helped me also grow. Okay. That helped me grow. So at first, when we are given negative feedback, sometimes we react right away. Okay. And it destroys our peace. That's why communication is very, very important. It's very important to clarify things. And then you will discover that there is truth in it and you need to do something about it too. Okay? So when I accepted my fault and I worked on it, I felt much better afterwards. But the important thing is to talk it over. Sometimes young children, they fight each other as if it is World War III, and then when you listen to them, you'll find out that they were fighting about a toy, no, no. So it was just about a small toy, but they were ready to kill one another. So next, please. So that's what we mean by dive into the emotion to learn more. Okay, so let us practice from the list that you have made earlier. Choose one issue to work on. Okay, so you have your list. All right, you choose, no? You don't have to share it here. Okay, just follow. Okay, so let's go to first. Next slide, please. Okay, so the 5-step process of letting go. There's a preparation. Make yourself comfortable and focus inwardly. Your eyes may be open or closed. Okay. Okay, so step 1. So I would like you to focus on the identified issue. Allow yourself to feel whatever you are feeling. Welcome the feeling because you are going to work on it. You cannot work it if you will push it back, into your subconscious. Now, as you focus, notice your thoughts. Okay. Are there trains of statements going around in your head? Are there words that you hear again, the rewind, no? It's like rewinding again and again. Notice also the pictures or images in your mind. Can you see the situation that triggered your issue? Can you see the person involved? Notice the sensations, reactions in your body. When we think about our emotional issue, our body responds also. Is there tightness in your forehead or the back of your neck? Is there tightness in your arms or in your fingers? That's tension. The body reacting to the internal trigger. Step 2. Ask yourself, could I let this feeling go? This means, is it possible to let this feeling go? Okay. Step 3. Would I let this feeling go? Or it also means, in other words, am I willing to let go of this feeling? Okay, so this is the decision part. Now, if your answer is no, or if you are not sure, ask yourself, would I rather have this feeling, or would I rather be free? No? Okay. Step 4 is another question. When? Okay. Not yet, not yet. Back, please. Okay, so when? Some of you might say, oh, I don't know. Some might say, as soon as possible. Others might say, now. Okay, so whatever your answer is, that's all right. It's okay. Sorry. Step 5. So take a deep breath and exhale slowly, like gently blowing a candle in front of you. And allow your whole body to relax as you blow. Take another releasing breath several times. Exhale and let go several times until you feel free of it. Remember, it's an energy inside you, and you are the one in control. A deep breath. Exhale slowly. Let go of that energy. Imagine that you are blowing. If not a candle, you can imagine blowing a dark smoke in front of you. Blowing it towards the horizon. Visualize it. Repeat these 5 steps as often as needed until you feel free of that particular feeling. Okay, so you can return to step 1, focus, and notice, is there a change in your thoughts, in the images, in your physical or physiological sensations? Okay. Could you let this feeling go? Would you let this feeling go? When? Then take a breath. Breathe out slowly. Allow yourself to relax. Take a breath again. Exhale slowly and let it go. Okay. Notice now. Observe how you feel inside. Next slide. Okay, you may open your eyes now. Okay, as you continue to practice this, no? Like Larry said, anytime, anywhere, you can do this. So long as you are not driving or crossing a busy intersection. No. You will notice that you will probably find yourself letting go a little more on each step of the process. Now, the results at first may be quite subtle, but very quickly, if you are persistent, the results will get more and more noticeable. No, okay, and then on the second, no, back please, on the second sentence. Okay, on the second sentence, I'd like to share what my brother had told me. Okay, when I taught him this, when he went home, no, he practiced it, and then he gave me feedback. And he told me, Beck, you know what? At first, when I did the process, I did not feel anything so much, but I just kept doing it. And he said, on my second or third, no, turn, like or round, like round 1, round 2, round 3, something like that, I felt something, he said. I felt like a dam opened and all my emotions rushed out. He said, it just rushed out. And he said, afterwards, he said, I felt so so light. He said it was so powerful. I felt so light. I felt so relieved. And he even cried. because for the first time, he let all those feelings out without damaging other people, without damaging anything. He released it, you know. So all those suppressed emotions that he had been keeping inside all those years, huh? And he said, this is one of the reason why I drank a lot, because he was trying to cope. Okay. So with the Sedona method, he said he was so thankful. He felt so free, and it was not difficult at all because he chose to let go. No. Okay, so the next, please. You may find that you have layers of feelings about a particular topic. Now, this particular note, I experienced this when I experimented on myself. Remember that I said I was able to list down 16 emotional issues that I had since I was a child up to the time when I was an adult already, okay. I imagine, imagine an onion, peeling an onion layer by layer by layer. So the first issue that I was working on was shame. Okay. And then I worked on it and I let go of that shame. The next emotion that came out naturally, just came out, was sadness. Okay. And my tears fell, and I let it go. Then the next issue that came out was anger. Okay. Disappointment. And I let it out. Then the next emotion that came out was fear. So that's what I mean. Layers of feelings about a particular topic. Okay. And it was only about a certain thing, that a situation that I was ashamed about. Okay. Since I was a child. Okay. But all those related feelings came out, and I was, letting them go. Okay. So you might experience that also. And then just allow it, welcome it. Just allow it, because you are doing a kind of self-healing. Okay, next please. Okay, so this is a good news, isn't it? What you let go of is gone for good. Okay. And what are the reported effects or outcome? Okay. My clients, I myself, my brother, okay, felt these effects. Next, please. Okay. Reported effects of Sedona method: peaceful, okay, lighter, free, and happy. Okay. Parang you return to your real self. Many of my clients often say that, Miss Beck, I came for therapy because I would like to be my normal self again. And I asked them, what is your normal self? Oh, normally I'm a happy person. But because of what happened, I became an ugly person. Not in the face, but inside, behavior. And she said that people don't like to be with me. Okay, so her relationship suffered, and she doesn't like it, because that is not her real true self. Okay, so happiness. Okay, so those are the steps of Sedona method of letting go. Now let's go to the other side of Sedona method. We talked about happiness. According to Hale Dwoskin, who created the Sedona method, Okay, and he founded the Sedona Training Associates in Sedona, Arizona, USA. By the way, they have a website if you are interested. Just search in the Google. Happiness is our basic nature. Di ba? No? Happiness is our basic nature. And the source of happiness is right within us. When a baby is born, okay, and it's held by the mom, it's a very happy person, a very happy baby. No, of course, when it gets hungry, it's not happy anymore. But then, otherwise, if everything it needs is given, okay, then we get infected by the joy of the baby. So basic nature. And the source of happiness is right within us. You can find happiness from other people, outside, from shopping, happiness from going to going to a party or things like that, eating at our favorite restaurant or ordering from our favorite restaurant because we cannot go out now. Okay, there are many sources of happiness outside. However, okay, an important thing is for us to know how to tap the source of happiness that is within us. That's very important. And many of us have forgotten that. So we can reclaim that. So, all right. So we're going to do another exercise to find happiness within. First one is to welcome happiness. And the second is looking for the source within. Now, in this exercise, I am going to allow you to listen to the author himself of Sedona method. Okay, so before that, we will have a preparatory activity first before we go into the exercise. Okay, next slide. Now, again with your ball pen and your paper, I would like you to first think about the times in your life when you felt the most happy. Okay. So, and then after that, list them down. Maybe we can just start with 2 or 3 in your list. What is your memory? A memory. Okay, think about the times in your life when you felt the most happy. Okay. Okay, now, next please. Next slide. Okay, so let us listen to, this is Mr. Hale Dwoskin. Please listen carefully. He will tell us the exercise.
Hi. In order to celebrate our upcoming retreat, I've created this video so that you can get some of the benefit you would get from attending a retreat, and you don't have to wait until you get here. In my experience, happiness is our basic nature, and the source of happiness is right within us. And we can experiment with that so that you can discover that for yourself. And if you examine your life and you remember the times where you were the most happy, they have something in common. So do that for a moment. Think about the times in your life where you felt the most happy. Now, first off, notice that there were many different circumstances where you felt happy. So it may not be the circumstance itself that made you feel happy. If you just are open to it, you can discover that happiness is your basic nature. It comes from within you. And the circumstances may change, but the happiness is the same. And that's because you are the source of happiness. Right within you is the source of infinite happiness. And the other thing is, when you think that you have to wait for circumstances in your life to change in order to find happiness, you often are postponing happiness for no reason. Because again, if the source is already right within you, then you can tap it any time. So let's do that now. I want to show you a very simple exercise to tap the source of happiness that's right within you. And there's actually two I'll do with you. The first one is go back to one of the situations where you felt happy. And just in this moment, could you welcome that happiness into your experience right now? And could you welcome that happiness even more? Notice you can actually welcome happiness without having to change your external circumstances. And the more you welcome happiness, the more you feel it. So one of the things you can do is to think of situations in your life in the past where you felt happy, welcome that happy feeling, and just let it expand within you. So let's do that a little more. Focus on that same situation or some other situation in your life where you experienced happiness. And in this moment, could you just simply welcome that feeling of happiness? And then could you welcome it even more? And then could you welcome it still more? Could you just give yourself to the experience of happiness? And could you open or welcome to even more that experience of happiness? And more still, could you just do this inside and let the happiness that you are shine? Now notice, just from doing that, even though nothing changed externally, you're feeling a little more the happiness that you are. So you can do this anytime in your life when you want to feel happier. And another thing you can do in order to experience the happiness that you are is to just actually look for that source within you instead of externally. And there's just a simple set of questions we're going to use to do that. So in this moment, could you allow yourself to just ask yourself this question? What is the source of happiness? Or where is the source of happiness? Whichever you prefer. Now, one of two things may happen when you ask yourself this question. One is you may just feel happier and quieter inside, or your mind may actually give you an answer. Either way, the follow-up question, if it's more than that, what is the source of happiness? And if it's even more than that, what is the source of happiness? And if it's even more than that, what is the source of happiness? And if it's even more than that, what is the source of happiness? And notice that from doing that, just for less than a minute, you're already experiencing more of that happiness that you are already. Nothing changed outside. You didn't have to think of anything in particular. All you did is focus on the source of happiness, which is right in your heart. Not in your physical heart, the heart of awareness. And so I highly recommend that you explore both of these exercises in your life in order to prepare for coming to the next Living Happiness Retreat. Or to just give yourself some of the benefits, whether or not you decide to attend. And by the way, I highly encourage you to come to the next retreat. Come to a Living Happiness retreat. What you'll experience on a retreat here in Sedona as we all work together exploring happiness and shedding all our sense of inner limitation and rediscovering the truth of who we are really is hard to describe in words because it's just beyond words what we experience. So please join us. Come to the next retreat and watch this video a few times to keep getting more benefit from it. So until I see you soon, bye. Hi. In order to celebrate our upcoming retreat, I've created this video so that you can get some of the benefit you would get from attending a retreat, and you don't have to wait until you get here. In my experience, happiness is our basic nature, and the source of happiness is right within us. And we can experiment with that so that you can discover that for yourself. And if you examine your life and you remember the times where you were the most happy, they have something in common. So do.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Is that Red Sally? The video automatically Sel, yeah, thank you very much, dear. The video automatically replayed, no? Okay, so that's Mr. Hale Dwoskin, no, the co-creator, no, of Sedona method. So all right, so that's, it gave us the two exercises, no? First on welcoming happiness, no? So those lists that you had to answer the question, think about the times in your life when you felt the most happy, no? So it's about a memory of a happy time in your life, and a memory is within you, no? And so that thought of a happy memory generated a happy feeling. Okay, and to increase it inside, no, that happy feeling is to welcome it even more. The more you welcome happiness, the more you feel it, no? So earlier in the early okay before the processing, no, before the processing, earlier in the first part of the Sedona, okay, in the first part of the Sedona, we were focusing on the unwanted emotion, and then we let it go. Now, on working on happiness, living happiness, the way to live happiness is to welcome it. And what is the source? The source is within you, a happy moment that you have also kept in your mind, no, or in your heart. Okay, and as you begin to think more and more and more about that happy moment, you feel more and more happy. Okay, so as Hale said, you know, nothing changed outside, but something definitely changed inside you. Okay, so you don't have to go out and look for happiness elsewhere or from other people, because the source is within you. Okay, so the first exercise is about welcoming happiness. Okay, think about the time in your life when you felt the most happy. Okay, later on, when you do this exercise, you add more to your list of your happy moments when you felt most happy. It may be for those who are married and you had a happy marriage. It may be the time when you got married, no? the time when you passed the board exam, or the time when your absentee parent from abroad came home, no, finally came home, and you felt so happy because your family is complete, no. Okay, so we have so many moments that we may have forgotten, and they are not just there. They're not gone. They're there in your mind. No? Okay. So that's the first exercise. The second exercise is looking for the source within, as what Hale explained. Okay. As you think about that happy moment, okay, ask yourself, what is the source of happiness? So for example, in my case, the one that came to my mind as one of my most happy, I had many happy moments, but the one that I chose was when I got married, 38 years ago, okay, to my husband. Of course, no. I was very happy. So in the question, what is the source of happiness? What made me happy? Because I found the right person. Okay. And then if there is more than that, what is the source of happiness? Well, I felt happy about that because, uh, God answered my prayer. Now, if your source of happiness is more than that, what is the source of the happiness? So you continue to go higher and higher and higher, or even deeper and deeper and deeper to the source of happiness, until the point when I realize that my source of happiness is God. Okay. No? So he's the source of my happiness for me. No? Maybe for you, no? For our audiences, you might have a different answer. There is no right or wrong answer to this because it depends on your own experience. No? Okay. Okay. So the source of happiness is right in your heart, right in our heart, as what Hale said. Not in our physical heart, no, not in our physical heart, but the heart of awareness. So awareness is very, very important. You have to be aware of how you live happiness. How do you live happiness? Okay. So happiness is just not feeling happy, but live it. Live happiness. Okay, so if you're interested in this video, you can find it in YouTube also. Just type Living Happiness, Hale Dwaskin, and you can listen to it again. Yeah? If you want to take down the transcription so that you can read it during your free time, you can do that also. All right, so let's move on. We're almost through. Okay, so our processing is just a couple of questions. What did you notice? What did you notice as you listed down your previous happy moments? What did you notice as you welcomed the feeling of happiness? Okay, so can you type your answers? I can see there are other questions also, but I will answer your questions later in our Q&A. Okay. Let me wait for some of your answers to this question. What did you notice as you listed down your previous happy moments? Anyone? Any answer? You might have noticed that you... okay, here's one answer by Vance. It made me happy again. It made me smile. Okay. Those are very nice answers, no? So immediately I feel so grateful. I there, no? You see, it generates, no? Just thinking about your happy moment generates such powerful energies, the positive energies that we all want to have. Okay? Happy, smiling, grateful. Gratitude is also a powerful way to find happiness. Okay? I have a gratitude journal, okay, which I started in 2010. No? In that gratitude journal, I wrote down the things that I am thankful for. And whenever a good thing happens to me, I write it down again. I'm so thankful that so and so. I'm so thankful that this. Okay. Feeling positive more than negative, according to Larry. No? Okay, so that's great. So you see, no, there is an effect. Okay. When we think about the negative things, when we dwell on it, no, when we hold on to it, we feel bad, we feel terrible. So what do we do about it? After we let it go, okay, then think. The next is to think about your most happy moments. You deserve it. No, it's yours. It was a gift for you. Bring it out, okay, and look at it. Pay attention to it. Be aware of it, and be aware of your emotional and your physiological responses to that. No? So it's finding happiness within. Happiness is within us, within our reach, and the source itself is within us. And you can go deeper and deeper and deeper to that source. Okay. So it is within your power and within your ability. Okay. So okay, so let's move on now. So with now that we already know how to let go of unwanted emotions and to welcome positive, happy feelings, okay, the resulting condition is peace. No? So according to Lester Levinson, okay, we can have peace if we let go of wanting to change the past, because those events that generated your unwanted emotions are in the past. Let go of wanting to change the past, because you cannot change the past anymore. Okay? Although you carry the results, the impact of that past event, but you can do something about letting it go too. We can have peace if we let go of wanting to change the past and wanting to control the future. It's another important thing, no? Many people are unhappy because they want to control. They want to control people. They want to control the events of their life. They want to control the life, the events in the life of other people. They're very perfectionists. They have very, very high standards. So they are very unhappy. And they make a lot of people unhappy as well. So finally, I would like to give you this parting words coming also from Lester Levinson. Next, please. Before, okay. See the happy smile in the face of Mr. Levinson. Happiness is equal to one's capacity to love. The more you love, the more happy you are. Okay? Everybody can love. We all have that capacity. And the more you are open, you open yourself to loving people, sharing, helping, you feel more and more happy. Okay. We are now in the month of December. Okay. And with December, we remember how we have been saved. Okay. Because of love, the capacity to love, the capacity to forgive, the capacity to let go. Okay. So happiness is equal to one's capacity to love. I remember when I was still working in LaSalle, it was early morning, and before I went inside the campus, I withdrew some money from the ATM across the street. And there were 3 young boys who came forward and asked for alms, And they said, "Ma'am, can you give us some money? We are hungry." And I said, "Okay, come with me." So I brought them to a nearby small restaurant. That was Yummy Yummy during that time. I think Yummy Yummy is closed now. Okay. And I bought them breakfast, the 3 of them. Very simple breakfast lang. Rice, they had only hot dog and fried egg during that time, and Milo. Jesus, they were so hungry. I could see that they were really hungry. They ate. Because I didn't want to give them money, because sometimes, I could see that they play games with the money. They gamble, And so I gave them breakfast. I bought breakfast for them. And the waiter was saying to them, "Oh, you are lucky, huh?" Because I guess the waiter knew them already. There are familiar faces there in that area. And then I talked with them a little bit. And I felt something inside. And I was thinking, after I asked the waiter, "How much is this?" And he told me, during that time, I think mga 5 years ago pa siguro. No, a little more, because I retired 2015. They told me 60 pesos, ma'am. Ko, ha? 60 pesos only for the 3 of them? He said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh my gosh, for only 60 pesos, I made those 3 children happy already, no?" And I was thinking, oh my gosh. And I would go sometimes to the department store and I would spend like 500 pesos for just one thing, only for myself and these 3 kids. And then, when I left, I felt a little tear fell down my eyes out of happiness, And I said, oh my gosh, this is probably how Mother Teresa feels or felt when she was helping those needy people. So, the capacity to love, to share, to feel for other people, to help. Okay. So, happiness is equal to one's capacity to love. So, this is really true. Okay, so when we let go of unwanted emotion, we are like emptying our bottle of dirty water inside. We're emptying it out because you cannot put in anything positive. It is if it is full of negative, right? Of dirty stuff inside, you have to empty it out first. So you have to do the letting go first. And then some of the positive stuff will come out in the surface already, no? Naturally. Okay, you will feel peace, freedom, lightness. And then you can even welcome more now. You have because you have space now for happiness by thinking about the past happy moments and really focusing more on it, being aware of the images, the sensations, no, the thoughts, okay, and then going deeper into the source of that, the reason for that, no, and you end up with the deepest or the highest source of happiness. And you did not go out. You're just there. You're just sitting down, no? So nothing, like Hale said, nothing changed outside, but a lot changed inside. All right? Okay. So with this, I end my talk. And for those of you who are interested to contact us also, we do counseling and psychotherapy services. I'm connected with the Riverside. This is just a plug-in of our clinic, the RMC Wellness Clinic here in Bacolod. And we have these contact numbers if you want to screenshot this. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope that this has helped those who are listening to us. Thank you.
Going to answer questions.
All right.
So we may actually start from question number 1, Tita. And the
Okay.
question here is how to overcome feeling of emptiness.
All right. Okay. I can think of several ways. Okay. The first step that you have to do is where is that feeling of emptiness coming from? First of all, Anay, recognize. The one that I was saying earlier, recognize it, acknowledge it, and try to find out where is that coming from. I don't know the story, of course, but it's possible that it might have come from family situations before, no? Maybe from the family, where is the root cause? Perhaps absence of parents, perhaps some unpleasant experiences. No? Okay. Or perhaps also some parang conditioning in the mind. No? Some values that were taught to us or to the person na you find out later na, ay, this really doesn't give me true happiness because I acquired it already. I acquired that value, like for example, money, fame, fortune, all of that. Okay. But you still felt empty. Okay. Because no one to share it with. no one to share it with. So find out first, where is that emptiness coming from? Or it might be because of maybe you have strayed away too far from your faith, no? So it has become empty and meaningless. Okay. Kasi the solution to that problem of emptiness lies in the root cause of that
Yes.
emptiness. So, if you have to reflect, you have to contemplate. I'm a secular Carmelite, and our practice is silent prayer, contemplative prayer. Okay, so going inside. Okay, not memorizing the formula prayer, but just being in the presence of God. Okay, so reflecting or being in the presence at that moment, your own presence at that moment also, or of God with you, no? Okay. And you could discover many things about yourself. So find the root, no? Kasi parang where was it? I'm not sure if I have mentioned it earlier. Kasi it's like a tree, no? Okay, our problems, our troubles, personal issues, okay? It's like a tree. A tree has fruits, a tree has leaves, okay? So oftentimes when a person comes for counseling or therapy, he presents a complaint, no? So mga roots na mga fruits na 'yan, mga leaves na 'yan, outcome na. Okay, insomnia, anxiety, depression, things like that. And then you have to go down, okay, down to the trunk, down to the roots. What caused it? Okay. So in this case, what was the root? Okay, so you have to find it. Kasi you have to treat it, or not treat, but find the solution for the root. So if it is, example lang, meaninglessness in life, no? So wala nang meaning, wala nang purpose. So it's an existential, no? It's an existential vacuum. No? So spiritual. So spiritual yan. Spiritual. So go back. Return to love. Return to Him, no? Who is the source of happiness. So that is one way to overcome feeling of emptiness. Okay? That's not the only solution for this problem. Kasi like I said nga, maraming maraming causes. That's why find out muna kung anong cause. Now, the second one, it can be like maybe you are in a job that is not fulfilling for you. It is just like an 8 to 5 job. And so, maybe you will have to, so you feel empty kasi parang, walang meaningful accomplishment on your part. No? You're just like a paid robot, no? Okay. So, you have to find out what is it that you really want. Is this job meaningful really for you? If it's not, then maybe you have to consider, find what is it really now. Okay. Another one is maybe you have lost connection with significant people in your life. Kasi parang parang self-satisfied ka na about yourself. Maybe you could say, I don't need my mother anymore. I don't need my father. I don't need my siblings. I'm earning enough. I don't need them anymore. So you come home to an empty house. So wala nang connection. Now, of course, it's the pandemic. No? So, well, there is video chat. There is social media with them. Reconnect with friends, So, for the meantime muna, ganito lang muna, online. So, now, the last one is to apply what I had just taught. Feeling of emptiness, apply, think back, what were your happy moments, okay, so that you can generate it. And okay, last na lang, do something for other people.
Yes.
Do something for other people. Kasi like the example that I gave, helping those 3 kids, wow, just for 60 pesos for them, I wasn't buying my happiness. No, not at all. I had a different intention for doing that, but I was surprised the impact to me. And that's why maybe my job as a psychologist, particularly counseling and psychotherapy work, helping people who overcome their traumas, has been very fulfilling, very meaningful. So that helped me also, that even if I have retired already, I still feel, um, you know, uh, fulfilled, satisfied. I can control my time. No, I can work at home, things like that. Okay, so find hobbies also, so that you will have something to do to distract you. Okay, find also
Yes.
somebody to talk to.
Mhm.
If you have somebody that you can really trust, you go to that person, friend.
Yes, and this is like a support group, Tita. You
Uh-huh.
you can you can actually join, and you will realize like, wow, I already found something.
Yeah. And you will know that
Rather,
you are not alone.
yes, exactly. Yes, Tita, thank you for that. Let's go to the second question. How to handle the effect of letting go?
Okay. How to handle the effect of letting go. If the effect of letting go of unwanted emotion, are we
Mhm,
talking about unwanted emotion, or are we talking about letting go of a person, of a relationship?
mhm.
Okay, so if it is about the effect of letting go of unwanted emotion, enjoy the effect. Kasi you have peace, happiness, freedom, no? So just enjoy it, no? Okay. I don't think you can have an overdose of peace and inner freedom. Okay. Now, if it is about letting go of a person, it depends also on who is that person. All right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, let's say if you are a parent and you are, sorry, you have children, no? At a certain point, no, when they are already ready, no, you have to let go. And then what would be the effect? Some say it is emptiness. Okay, so view it as a normal effect, no?
Mhm,
So you have to accept it, and then you have to have a life of your own. Okay, reconnect
mhm.
with your friends again. Now, if it is about the effect of letting go of um, a what a boring job, meaningless job, or a low paying job, okay, kasi the question is very general.
Mhm.
So if it's about a job, you'll have to be ready to find another job. So it will take effort, but believe in yourself, on your skills, experience.
And
Yeah.
this is also a good time, Tita, to engage yourself to a self-care, right? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yes,
you might
that's good.
actually
I'm glad.
do
I'm
an
glad you brought it up.
yeah, and then you have your own or new hobbies that you discovered and you really enjoy this. I think, you don't have to be scared about the effect of letting go,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Mm-mm.
every one of us already have experienced this, but it depends on the person. It's a choice, right, Tita?
Yeah. It
Hmm.
takes it takes courage, really. No? It takes patience also. And yes, self-care is very important. But
Yes,
courage to let go, because when you let go, you can grow.
mhm, I agree with you.
Yeah. You will grow.
And
You'll be
you will be
okay.
surprised. Yeah, you'll be
Yeah.
okay.
You'll be okay.
Sige. Okay, let's go to the third question, Tita. Can we also apply Sedona method to people we want to let go of?
Oh yeah, if you
Of
decide to let go
course.
of that person, of course, the
Yes.
feeling would be normal. There would be, of course, the sense of loss, but you will adjust to it.
And On my experience last year, after reading the book
Mm-hmm.
and practicing TSM, I usually, my friend usually call this one as TSM, the Sedona method. I think one important thing I did was creating physical distance at first.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very helpful for me.
Oh yeah.
I think I already attached to that person or attached to that emotions, and when I just realized like everything is heavy, and then all I have to do is step back, and I just realized like, well, I have to do something, and that gives me a room where I can actually think, and
Yeah.
just like a tree, balatita, like your
Mm-mm.
example earlier. If you're under the tree and then when you look at that tree, it seems that it's huge, it's overwhelming, and it covers you. But if
Right.
you step back and you
Right.
look on a different angle of the tree, you just realize how small it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
It
think,
gives you a better perspective.
yes, Tita. And a better way for you to think and what would be the next step that you're going to do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes, and
After all there are thousands of other trees
yes, Tita.
in the garden or in the mountain.
So you just have to divert your vision, like, I have to
Uh-huh.
look on the other trees instead.
Right.
Okay. Number four, Tita, is does getting rid of the item given by someone you want to let go of means getting rid of the memories associated with it? Hmm.
Well, the memories will be there, but
Yes.
the item becomes a reminder or a trigger. No. So if you don't want anymore to be reminded, okay, you get rid of it.
Mhm. All right.
Well, when
So,
you're ready, kasi
mhm.
when you're not ready, di okay, di,
Oo,
hold
I
it
agree
there
with you.
until you are tired of it.
Yeah, it's
And
just like,
you want to move on, you want to move forward, padayon.
yes. Yeah, padayon. Just like what we had earlier, the pencil exercise,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yep.
The when the emotion is still strong, you still, hold that pencil, and there
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is
Harapan.
there is tension and then everything until the time that when you're ready to let go, and then you just
Mm.
drop the pencil
Yeah,
and you
just
feel
drop it.
better.
Feel better.
Mm.
And then you can pick up another pencil.
Yes. Of course, and then practice
Oh
and then
yeah.
let go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I learned this one before, Tita. It depends on the person,
Uh-huh.
right? So if my friend would say like, I did this one, Larry, 5 times, but in my case, why is it that I did this one 15 times? But
Mm.
we're
Yeah.
different.
Right. That's
Our
right.
our uniqueness will try to tell us when is the right time for us to let go,
Yeah.
right?
Be patient with yourself.
Yes. And ano na siya again in tawag, you just have to um be gentle with yourself.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
learned this one, right? Be
Kind to
gentle.
you.
Be kind
But
to yourself.
yeah, but sometimes there will become a point where you will practice tough love on yourself too, because you deserve something better.
Yes. Okay. Question number 5, Tita. Can you give us tips on how not to be overwhelmed by thoughts or emotions before they go out of hand?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Mhm,
One tip is write them down.
mhm,
Okay, write down your thoughts. This is a technique taught by Dr. Daniel Amen. He
mhm,
is a neurologist, psychiatrist, and he uses this approach. And I use this approach also. First,
mhm,
you write down your automatic negative thoughts that are overwhelming, including the emotions that you are feeling. Okay, you write them down in one column. Second column, you name them. What kind of thought is this? Okay, what kind of negative thought is this? Dr. Amen calls it automatic negative thought, or for short, ants. Subay, langgam, ANT, automatic negative. Then identify what are these type of negative thoughts. Self-blaming or blaming others, guilt, ant, fortune-telling ant, mind reading ant, no, as if you know the thoughts of the other people already, so you believe in that, no. Okay, and then the third column na is your balanced thought, no, parang i-challenge mo yung original thought mo. So yun lang, 3 steps. Okay, write down your thoughts or emotions that are overwhelming or negative. Identify what type or what species is this kind, no? There are 9, no? Okay. And then the third is balance.
Balance.
Write
Yes.
down the write down the corresponding balanced thoughts. So the balanced thoughts usually are more positive and more realistic. So like for example, before I was scared of speaking in front of the public, no. So my thought was, oh, they are going to laugh at me. Okay, so that is, I wrote that down. They're going to laugh at me. I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to make a fool of myself. And then sa species of ant, it's a fortune telling. Because I don't know that. I don't know that they will laugh at me. It's just my own thought, no? Okay, fortune telling na. And then the third is, oh, I put down, oh, I don't know that. Maybe they will not, maybe they will like, no? I know my topic, no? I know my topic, no? So if I don't know the answer, I will just say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer. So, yun, nawala. So, na-handle ko. So, 3 easy steps.
All right. Thank you, Tita. And the next question is, what are the limitations of TSM or the Sedona method?
That's a very good question, no? What are the limitations of Sedona method? As far as I know, no, I am not aware of it yet, no? So probably the best thing that you could do is you try it and then you try to observe, did it work or not? What if it did not work? Why? No? Okay. So, one limitation probably is you have to be in a quiet place by yourself. So you cannot do Sedona method if you are driving, if you're crossing the street, like I said, or if you are in a noisy party, because you cannot focus.
Yes.
That's one probably that I could just think of, no? But other than that, yeah. So well, it's more on emotions, no? It's more on emotions. So it well sometimes Dale says, Hale says that even headaches you can let it go because tension yan eh, tension headache. But if, of course, if it is the headache is caused by a tumor or something, you have to really go to a doctor for that.
Yes. I also want to share with you, Tita, just I mentioned earlier about my autoimmune disease, the rheumatoid arthritis. So, one of the fear I had that time was the pain sa mga joints. And then every time I went to my rheumatologist, of course, they will just have to prescribe medicines, and these are the pain relievers. But after doing this TSM, I just had my own way of practicing this. And then in most cases, whenever I feel stress and tension really put in my head or in my body, and then kakadto sa joints ko. So that's how naga-flare up ang joints ko. So
Okay.
that is the reason that I need to manage, because I tried meditation but it didn't really work for me. And this is very simple. I think the limitations of Sedona method, it depends on the persons, because sometimes we become impatient. Like, I did this one many times, but it didn't work.
Uh-huh.
But just like what Hale actually mentioned on the video, it's not about the external thing. You don't focus on the things outside, but you just have to listen to yourself. And then you keep on repeating and repeating and repeating again. And then that is the time that you will see the result. Yeah, I think,
Yeah, I agree.
that's part of my experience.
You're right. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you shared that.
Yes, Tita. Okay, so next question. Amonisha, I think this is related to the other question earlier. How long can a person move on from a failure or failed relationship?
How long can a person move on from a failure? It depends on you.
Yes, it's a
Okay, it
choice.
depends on you. It's a choice. If you can move on the following day, well and good. If it takes you a little more time, well, maybe find out why. What is blocking you? What is keeping you? So there is no one. There is no formula. It really depends on the choice of that person and how that person helps himself also. So, like for example, distancing.
Yes.
Not seeing that person anymore, avoiding the ano niya until you are ready for it. But then sometimes it helps also to test yourself. How would I feel if we meet again? And then you will say, oh, wala naman. Okay. Something like that,
And also allowing that negative emotions to flow for the meantime.
Yeah.
Until you're ready again.
Yeah. This is where I think a good support system comes in, because your support system will encourage you, will help you, will entertain you, bring you out, and maybe introduce someone else new, or give you a good perspective also of that person, that where kasi they see, other people can see better than us.
Or if it's really serious, Tita, they can also try therapy, right?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Therapy hastens the healing and the recovery.
That's very good. Okay, let's go to the other question. I was hurt. It wasn't easy to forget or to even let go. What am I going to do? Oh.
Yeah. First is just understand yourself. Perhaps that person meant really, uh, you know, deeply to you, and find out uh, what did that person symbolize for you. Yeah. Okay. Probably through acceptance. Okay. Perhaps also sometimes the emotion of anger is the one that is holding you. No. So the hurt and the anger. So when you are ready, to forgive, that is going to help you a lot. No, I experienced that also. No, I was deeply hurt by a certain person who meant uh, who a member of the family, of course, and it was painful whenever I remembered what happened. And then I stayed away. And then one time, I was on my table. I was at my office table, and I said, "Oh my God, I have been suffering for like what 2 years already about this, and enough of this already." So it just dawned on me. Maybe it was the Holy Spirit. Forgive. Then you will be.
Yes, I believe that
And
one.
I did. It was hard, no, but so I prayed for forgiveness, the heart
Mm-hmm.
to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe what you ask, ask and you shall receive. If it's
Mm-hmm.
hard for you, then ask from the source
Mm-hmm.
of forgiveness to be given to you. No, okay.
Yes.
And because He's the only one who can heal you.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think a very important thing, because I also experienced lately about ending a relationship, you just have to reframe your negative emotions. And I know it's really hard. And later on, before forgiving the other person, I think I need to forgive myself first and
Oh
listen
yeah.
to myself, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yes.
very
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Thank you
I
for
think.
bringing that up.
Okay, it's easier for me to move on or to get healed if everything is already on my frame,
Mm-hmm.
and forgiving myself is the first option before I forgive that person.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think.
Yep.
All
Mm-mm.
right, Tita, this is the last question for this afternoon.
The last one.
Find
Okay.
Yes. All right. So finding happiness is in your inner self. Can you give some tips on what to do?
Finding happiness in your inner self.
Mm-hmm.
Well, aside from the two exercises that Hale had given to us, no, like thinking about the uh, most happy moments in your life, and then thinking more and more, focusing more about that, focusing more on that. So parang increasing the power of that happiness, happy thought, that energy, increasing the energy inside you. And then looking for the source of that happiness deeper and deeper, or higher and higher and higher. No, that's aside from that. Um, one is contentment.
Mm-hmm.
I experienced that also. It's very, very important to be contented, to be
Mm-hmm.
thankful for everything that you have, even just the little things.
Mm-hmm.
They mean a lot. No? So, in your inner self. And then always remember that you are loved. He created you because He loves you. Go back to that source, which is the love. No, okay. And then all your disappointment, sometimes you will be disappointed with things around you, sometimes you will have like envy or jealousy or something like that nga. They are the ones that destroy happiness in your inner self, no? Okay. So uh, um, those can help also, no? So
Mm-hmm.
contentment, gratitude for all the blessings, big and small, no? Helping others, no? Other tips is yung self-care, uh, doing productive and artistic things, creative things. You may not be a painter or no, but mga creative things lang, things that you can do with your hands when you are absorbed in the flow of that creative uh, activity that you're doing. You'll find happiness in it,
Mm-hmm.
no? Okay. Doing things for other people, but within realistic limitations. No, otherwise you become a slave also to win their approval. No,
Yes,
so
Tita.
so those are the things that I could think of in finding happiness. Um, Very very simple way also is watch a comedy show on Netflix. Yeah, laugh, make or sometimes exchange, like that's what we do sometimes with my apo. Okay, we exchange jokes, so he's in Manila, we are here. If I find a new joke, I tell him, make I have a new joke, and then we would laugh together. Okay, like they say, laughter is the best medicine. That is true. It increases your happy hormones. It's true.
Yes, I
So
agree.
biophysical yan, no? So
Or you
uh,
can watch TikTok, right? I
yeah,
think you can
yeah.
laugh and then enjoy the moment where people really
Oh,
share the good vibes, right?
yes. The best ones yung mga failed
Yes.
videos on YouTube,
And then
you
you laugh at
know.
it.
Yeah, oo. Not at those people, but the situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think I would add this one, Tita, is accepting yourself of
Oh, yeah,
who you
yeah.
are right now. I
Mm-mm.
think that's very important because we can see outside like these are the things that makes us happy, but if we don't accept ourselves, I think there's always a problem.
Yeah.
We
It's
always
part of contentment that I had
yes.
mentioned.
Hmm.
Accepting yourself also. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, this is very productive afternoon, and I hope,
Yeah.
people stayed with us and listen and reflect and do this because last year when a friend of mine shared this one to me, it was only an idea, and later on, it was not her, but it was me who practice and practice
Right.
and
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. No one can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Other
Yes.
people can just guide you, give you the tips, no?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
you have to do it yourself.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay, so thank you so much, Tita, for this
You're
opportunity.
welcome. You're
And I
welcome.
hope that we're going to meet again doing this. And earlier, I was, I felt so bad because I didn't turn off my YouTube and my my Facebook, right? So there was an echo or something like that. But
So that's the one.
yes,
Yes,
so
yes.
you were actually listening two voices of Larry. Okay,
Uh,
Tita, thank you
you're
again and
welcome.
enjoy
It's
the rest of the
fun.
day. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
I
really
had a
fun
great
indeed.
time, and thank you
Okay,
for your sharing also. It's a big support
of
to
course.
supplement. It's always nice to have us sharing because you can see the other side. You can add more
Yes,
flavor.
yes,
Mm.
Tita. All right. Okay, so this concludes our God Talks series for today. So thank you for tuning in for Knowledge Live. And this is Larry, your moderator for today's afternoon. Bye.
Wow. Thank you very much, Sir Larry. That was amazing. It felt like we just had an online counseling with Miss Becky. And thank you as well for the inputs made by our moderator. We would like to express our most profound appreciation to our expert resource speaker for this afternoon, Miss Rebecca Lanes, and of course to our exceptional moderator, Mr. Larry Franco, for his superb facilitation of this webinar. Thank you, Mr. Larry. Shall we give them a virtual round of applause? Please send your virtual reactions. It could be a virtual heart, virtual clap, or yeah, a thumbs up. Or a virtual hug. Yeah, we would love to see those. And thank you for your nice and kind messages you have sent in the chat box. If you like this webinar, please yeah, share some virtual reactions, give this talk a thumbs up, and send some virtual hearts and virtual clap to our speaker, Miss Lannis, or let's send one another some virtual hug reaction. Now we move on to the awarding of certificate to our resource speaker, and the certificate reads, right? The province of Negros Occidental and Negros Occidental Language and Information Technology Center awards this certificate of appreciation to our resource speaker, Ms. Rebecca V. Lanes, RGC, registered psychologist, for giving her time and expertise in sharing her skills in this webinar called Sedona Method. Given this December 6th via Facebook live stream and YouTube. Shall we bring in Miss Lannis? All right. Okay, so thank you very much, Miss Rebecca or Miss Becky Lannis. As for the province of Negros Occidental, through our Governor Eugenio Bonglacson, we continue to deliver responsive gender and development programs. And to conclude this webinar with a helpful note, let us hear from the very passionate and supportive Provincial Gender Focal Point System Action Officer, Miss Marijan P. Castro.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you and congratulations to all involved in the conduct of this GAD webinar. To our resource person, we truly appreciate your sharing of your time and insights in today's episode of the GAD Webinar Series 2021, organized by the Negros Occidental Language and Information Technology Center. Our participants are indeed blessed and privileged to be able to hear your inputs. NOLITC is living up to its title as one of our GAD champions, a multi-awarded institution that not only inspires but also cares for the trainees and their families and the larger community as well. By coming up with this webinar, NOLITC has indeed recognized that all issues are women's issues, that the COVID-19 pandemic will not stop us from addressing issues that matters, especially if they affect our youth, our children, who are considered our future. We thank NOLITC for providing a safe way of educating our constituents. As the Action Officer of the Provincial GAD Focal Point System, I join my fellow GAD advocates in telling our young Negrenses that you are important. You are loved, not only by your family, but also by your provincial government. Thank you and congratulations to all. Avance, Negrense.
Thank you, Ma'am Marijan P. Castro, Action Officer of the Provincial GAD Focal Point System. Moreover, we would like to thank, of course, our very active participants for tuning in up to the end of this session. Thank you for sending us your nice feedback and your nice messages. We've been reading them. Yes, thank you for your lovely comments, Sir Isidore Tagnia. Of course, God is the God of love. Yeah, every day we are being forgiven. Thank you for that message. And also thank you to Miss Ross Tasik. She says, my mantra, have positive thoughts because your thoughts becomes your reality, become the person you are meant to be. Indeed, we so much agree with you. And to the rest of our virtual participants, yes, Riza Hilado, watching from Tagok Elementary School, Schools Division Office of Cabancalan City. Thank you always, ma'am, for supporting us. Ma'am Vicenta Orbanoso from Biniquil Elementary School. We are so glad to have you here with us this afternoon. Ma'am Ligaya Manayon of Pinamantawan Elementary School. Thank you for joining us. And we also have here Miss Ligaya Manayon, all right. Ma'am Yvonne Mapa Bertanico from the Bangkalan City Schools Division Office as well. Hello there, ma'am. We have Miss Jerochel Dairo. She said thank you. And Vance Tabero Cirila, thank you for joining us. Ma'am Rowena Alindao Dominguez, watching from Tagok National High School. Thank you so much to all of our participants. Yeah, we also have here Miss Judy Andrilon. Yes, she says that she's from Davao City, TSKI Institute. Ma'am Maro Silado of STI West Negros University. Hello, ma'am, and thank you for your support. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I also would like to emphasize how you can get a certificate for attending this webinar online. Please provide us your evaluation through the link provided in the description box below. Do this right after the webinar ends, or you can actually do it right now. You may scan the QR code flash on your screen. Your email address should be typed in correctly. Be careful with the spelling of your email address so it won't bounce back, and we can make sure that you would actually receive your certificate. The evaluation site will be open until 6 o'clock this evening. I hope that you are doing your evaluation right now. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our Gender and Development Webinar 7 Sedona Method. Tomorrow we will have another exciting and very insightful webinar about global citizenship education, respect for gender. So if you are interested to learn about that topic and you want to get a certificate for that one, do not miss out our webinar tomorrow. See you in the same platform that you are currently using. You should be able to receive a link through your emails. So that's it, everyone. This has been your host, Red, reminding you na magpabakuna na. Stay safe and take care. NOLITC Inspire. NOLITC Cares. Avance, Negrense.
Woo!
Besh, nakabakuna ka na? Amligan, ang ikaayong lawas, magpabakuna na para abanse ka.